Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boschman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the energies for February 15th through the 21st, 2021. Before I get into the reading, I just want to mention that I am currently working on the readings for each individual life path number for March. I hope to have those up for you all next week. But in the interim, you can check out the life path numbers for the readings for each individual life path numbers for February. Those are up on YouTube and my podcast. So check those out. This, of course, is a general reading. If you're interested in a personalized reading, I would love to work with you. Book some time with me. My information is in the description box below. All right, let's go ahead and get into the reading. So first, we're going to take a look at the numerology for this week. We start this week with a 15-6 energy. And so you may see some things surface around family, health, being in service to others in some way. So you may find that others sort of need you more at this time. Maybe they need a shoulder to cry on, or maybe they need your support in some way. If you find that you are capable to show up for them in that way, then do so. If you feel that you're not, you don't have the wherewithal, you don't have the energy to be able to do that, or to show up in a way that's going to be beneficial for all involved, it's okay to say no, and it's okay to set those healthy boundaries. This is not an obligation. It's just simply an understanding that you may find others needing your time and your energy more so at this time, but it's up to you how you show up in that way, okay? You may also find that indecision arises at this time, so you may need to make big life decisions and to take decisive action. So the more that you can sort of follow your own inner guidance and use your own discernment when it comes to these choices, these decisions, the clearer that things will become for you. So is this a situation or a choice that may limit you in the long run, or is it one that has the potential to set you free? So be very aware of what you are signing at this time. If you're having to sign a contract of some sort, if you're buying a house, if you're buying a car, if there's anything where you are, again, committing to something that's legally binding long term, this is going to be a time where you really want to read the fine print. You really want to read through the document, read through the contract, have someone else look it over for you. Because again, you are committing yourself to something long term, and you want to make sure, again, using your own discernment, you want to make sure that it's something that you want to be legally bound to, okay, or committed to. So this is going to be a time to really reflect on that and to take a closer look at that. And just make sure that, again, what you're signing your name to, what you're committing to is something that you want to be committed to for the long haul, and that it's something that has the potential to set you free as opposed to restricting you in a way that feels really uncomfortable for you. As we move into the end of the week, we move into this 21-3 energy. This is going to be a really strong time for travel. So travel for work, travel for pleasure, depending on your circumstances, of course, with the current pandemic. But I do get the sense that travel is going to be highlighted for some of you at this time. Rewards, success, new bold opportunities could come up for you at this time. And again, when I say bold opportunities, I mean like life-changing opportunities. So this is going to be a potent time where you may see the old order changing in order to make way for the new, which is really positive energy. Ultimate realizations of your plans can occur now. So again, don't overlook these opportunities that arise for you now, and be aware for what it brings up for you. Sometimes when big monumental opportunities come in for us, we can face those fears of like not being worthy of them or self-doubt. So, be open to whatever comes in for you at this time, and don't cut it off before it has an opportunity to grow into something or to show you what its potential is, okay? Plans that you already have in progress, so maybe something that you started previously, those may come to a successful completion at this time, and that will bring more than likely very positive rewards for you. So this is a time for, accomplishing what you desire, which is beautiful energy. Opportunities opening up for you now can fulfill your future dreams and last for quite some time. So again, it's kind of like what you're building upon right now, those opportunities that come in that you are at least open to. Those that you allow to percolate, allow to show you the potential of them, have the potential to be long-standing, to build a legacy for you, to, influence your life in some way for the next coming years, like next 20 years or whatever the case may be. And so again, it ties in very nicely with this 15-6 energy at the beginning of the week, where it's saying, make sure you are open to whatever comes in, but that you're also aware of, what you're signing your name to, what you're committing to, that sort of thing. But don't overlook an opportunity because it feels too big for you. All right. This is going to be a time where you're going to be planting some seeds, or you're going to be seeing that fulfillment from seeds past sown. Okay. So beautiful, beautiful energy. I love, especially towards the end of the week, I love that for wish fulfillments, for things coming to completion, but bringing the satisfaction and the rewards and the validation, right? And then also for new opportunities taking flight, or at least being, coming into your awareness. So really be alert this week to not only what you're signing your name to and what you're committing yourself to, but the opportunities that are coming in for you that are asking to simply be explored, all right? So taking a look at the energy for this week, so we start off at the beginning of the week with sort of this like emotional decision coming in that needs to be made. So it's kind of like something comes in for you that requires you to not only lead by your mind and your head and your knowledge and your logic, but from your heart center. And so again, this feels like some kind of emotional tie. There's some kind of emotional tie to this that can make the decision process a little bit more challenging, only because you have an emotional investment in it. So the key is really to take the time that you need to go within to decipher what those choices before you actually mean to you. And, what is the actual potential for each of them? So shift your focus maybe from the crowd now, from the influences of the external, and really go within. It's okay. Like I get this feeling like this is something that's not needing to be rushed. This is something that this decision, these choices, you're going to have the time to sort of mull them over, feel into them, to use your discernment to really decide what works best for you at this time. And again, I do feel like there's an emotional tie to this. And so again, which means even more so to take your time. If you have that luxury, take your time before making this decision, whatever this is. If there's any grief associated with these changes, this decision, these transformations that are occurring in your life right now, it's okay to acknowledge them, to feel them, to move through them, because that's how you're going to, again, move them into a space that is more capable of welcoming the new. So it's kind of like when we were talking about, change from the old into the new. But with that change and that transformation, oftentimes, especially if there's any kind of emotional tie to it, we as humans, we have a difficult time releasing those things that no longer serve us. And so there may be a level of grief that comes up for you as these transformations are taking place, as these changes are taking place. And that's okay. Don't force yourself to suppress those feelings because you want to force space for these new things to come in, because it's going to have these new things are going to have an additional layer to move through, which are your emotions, to be able to reach you. So it makes the most sense to step back, go into contemplation mode, feel through whatever comes up for you, acknowledge it, work through it the best that you can. It doesn't need to be perfect, but acknowledge what comes up for you, work through it, and clear that space in a healthy way, as opposed to suppressing those feelings, right? So just be aware of what comes up for you, how you're feeling, work through those emotions, transmute them the best that you can, and then be open to the new that wants to come in for you. Okay, there's no shame in that. And I just want to mention also, again, I want to highlight that this week feels like an energy of not rushing. So taking your time, being the observer, really observing what's trying to come in for you, observing and seeing what does come up for you emotionally. And then from that space, being able to work with those emotions, work with those opportunities, work with those details in your own time. So again, this just doesn't feel like an energy this week of like rushing through anything. These feel like big decisions. And so you want to give them the time and energy that they deserve. Okay. As we move into midweek, it's interesting because I see like this energy around a big idea coming in. And this message of, again, take the time to sort of go into hermit mode if you need to. Go within, take that time away from the noise, from the influence of the external world, to allow whatever this big idea, this big inspiration, this big opportunity, whatever it is, give it time to percolate, right? Give it time to integrate within you. Some things are really sacred to us, right? To our own selves. And those sacred morsels, they need to be kept close to our hearts, right? While they incubate, while they have the time to sort of sprout, all right? We don't always need, though we may want to, share these big ideas and big opportunities with the world, there can be backlash with that because the other people may not fully understand whatever this is, but they don't need to because it's not their seed to grow, right? It's not their seed to nurture. And so as this big idea, this big inspiration comes in for you around this time, if it does, hold that seed close to your heart for now. There's going to be time for you to share it, for you to, sing from the rooftops about whatever this is. But right now, it just feels very sacred. It feels very personal. And so, again, if you have that luxury, hold it close to your heart while you allow it to incubate, okay? Find your own stillness to protect your energy for now, right? As you decide what to do next. Because again, this kind of feels like an idea, inspiration coming in for you or an opportunity. But it also feels like you're not going to have the whole story just yet. And you're not really meant to. You're meant to you can't, the universe doesn't usually give us everything up front because our minds can't handle that, right? Like our egos can't handle that. So this is going to be a time again where you want to find your stillness and protect your little seed and your energy for now as you decide what to do next. And the steps will, unveil, they'll show themselves to you when the time is right. But until that time, again, allow this little seed to, sit nice and snug within the soil as you decide what to do next. Again, I'm getting that energy of not rushing, of taking your time with this and, seeing it for what it is, because again, this feels like a big opportunity. This feels like a life-changing event, but it doesn't feel rushed. And so that's sort of the key is don't rush what doesn't need to be rushed because you want to try to fit it into your own timeline. There is such a thing as divine timing, and that divine timing does not always fit our own timing, but it's always in our highest good. It's always for our highest expression. So try to sink into that, lean into the divine timing as much as you can. Just be grateful for that seed being given to you, right? And it's coming to you now because you are capable of beginning the process, right? It's sacred to you. So at least at this stage, okay? Then we move into the end of the week. And it's interesting, I'm getting this energy of you have this idea that came in sort of midweek, maybe now it's coming in, whatever the case may be, but it's like the idea comes in and now it's like we have this, it feels almost like fire energy. The idea comes in and it feels like it progresses now kind of quickly. It's like you took the time to allow it to sort of percolate, but pieces of it start coming in a little bit more quickly now. It's not necessarily like you're going to, have this idea and now it's going to move into whatever it needs to be. It's just maybe the clarity comes in much more quickly now. And I feel like that can be tied into taking that time keeping that seed sacred and really taking the time to explore your options internally. Okay. And so I feel like if you allow yourself that space to do that, now you're allowing those new insights to come in that's going to help you to progress more quickly. Be aware. This is really important because again, these ideas, these opportunities feel like they could be substantial. So be really aware of any self-doubt that surfaces at this time for you that, maybe you need to work through. So again, it's like if something massive comes in for you and it feels really good and you start saying to yourself, I don't deserve this, or I'm not worthy, or why me, remember the seed came to you because you're the one that will know how to care for it, how to nurture it, how to harvest it when the time is right. But you need to move through and work through any self-doubt, any self-defeating thought processes that come up for you. You need to work through those, right? So don't let those old stories or those old thought patterns stand between you and this beautiful potential, this beautiful energy that wants to come in for you. Again, it's coming into you for a reason. If you don't do anything with it, then nothing's going to come of it. But if you can move through any of that self-doubt that shows up for you at this time, then again, these ideas, these inspirations, these opportunities have the potential to influence and impact your life for many, many years to come. But again, it's up to you what you do with that energy. And that's why I say, this week doesn't feel like an energy to be rushed through. And it also doesn't feel like an energy so much around, sharing those ideas, sharing those sacred stories just yet. There's going to be a time for that. But right now, hold that close to your heart as you move through the next steps and as you move through how it is that you want to sort of mold and work with this energy, these ideas that are coming in for you. Okay? All right, so this may be one of my favorite weeks, actually. The energy that I'm looking at, this may be one of my more favorite weeks. It's just very supportive energy. It allows you to see your own potential, to work with the insights that are coming in, for you to really step into your purpose and your destiny in the long run, right? This feels like the beginning stages of that. But it feels very supportive. The energy feels very, very supportive. You just need to work with it in a way that feels supportive for you. All right. But I feel like this is going to be a powerful week. I think the energies look beautiful. The numerology looks phenomenal. So yeah, I hope it's a very transformative but successful, bountiful week for you all. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.